In Iran's national flag, there are many symbols representing Islam. The central emblem is not just a tulip, but is actually a representation of the sentence, "There is no God but Allah." And the text in the middle says, "Allah is great." And this sentence is repeated a total of 22 times. However, Iran is not traditionally a country that follows Islam. Instead, the Iranians have their own religion called Zoroastrianism. But during the time of the Persian Empire in Iran, Islam was founded in the Arabian Peninsula and nomadic tribes gathered around it to create a unified Islamic empire, leading to the conquest of Persia. As a result, the people of Iran came under the rule of Arab people and Islam started to spread in Iran too. This also led to the linguistic influence of Arabic on the Persian language. But the main reason Iran became more strongly associated with Islam, as it is today, can be traced back to the Islamic Revolution of 1979. The photos you're seeing now depict Iran in the 1960s and 1970s, which is quite different from the Iran of 2023. During the 1960s and 70s, Iran was one of the most open countries in the Middle East, often referred to as the Paris of the Middle East. It had a thriving nightlife scene and was a hub for cultural exchange. One of the reasons Iran was able to thrive during this period was the White Revolution, which began in the 1960s. Iran's kings at the time, Mohammad Reza Shah, initiated various reforms in education, industry, and defense. This modernization efforts made Iran progressively wealthier and elevated it to a level where it could dream of being in the top 5 wealthiest nations globally. However, the problem was that not all Iranians were benefiting from this prosperity. It was primarily the king and a few privileged classes who were enjoying the wealth, while many Iranians were left behind. This led to growing discontent among the Iranian population and even anti-government protests. During this time, Ayatollah Khomeini emerged as a prominent figure in Iran. Khomeini was initially just an ordinary Islamic cleric. However, his popularity grew rapidly and he was eventually exiled by the Iranian government in 1964. The government believed that if they got rid of Khomeini, the people's anger would subside. But his popularity continued to rise even in exile. In this context, Khomeini made a radical proposal to establish an Islamic government in Iran, one governed by Islamic law. Although it was a radical idea, it gained support from many Iranians, not only because of their faith, but also because they believed that it would oust the king. It might not be a bad option. The anti-government protests in Iran escalated in the late 1970s. In 1978, Iranian security forces used tanks and helicopters to attack a gathering of over 2,000 protesters. As a result, the protests spread uncontrollably and the Iranian king left the country, stating, "I am tired and I'm going on vacation." In 1978, Khomeini returned to Iran and the country became the Islamic Republic of Iran, where Islamic law governed the nation. Iran changed significantly with the closure of all bars, the requirement for women to wear hijabs, and the broadcasting of the Islamic holy book, the Quran, on Iranian radio. The political structure of Iran also underwent a major transformation as a result of the Islamic Revolution. Today, Iran no longer has a king but is governed by a president elected by the people. However, above them is the supreme leader who holds greater power than the president. The supreme leader is the highest authority in the country. The first supreme leader was Ayatollah Khomeini, and the current one is Ali Khamenei. The current Iranian flag was designed after the Islamic Revolution of 1979 and contains many elements symbolizing Islam. This is how Iran became what it is today. The end.